As the sun rises, so does the dreams of these children. Each of them has a desire in life.
When I grow up, I would like to be a journalist to spread news all over the world.
When I grow up, I want to be an engineer in order to build up my country Kenya and my continent Africa.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher to help other people.
When I grow up, I would like to be a women representative.
To achieve these dreams, the children need quality education.
Yes. Education is as critical as the air we breathe, as the water we drink, as the food we eat, because if you don't have education, your destiny will not provide you what is required for you to be successful in life.
The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals aims to achieve inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong opportunity for all.
Between countries, but within the same area.
These children are from the arid and semi-arid lands of Kenya, commonly referred to as the ASALs. While the ASALs of Kenya lag behind on virtually all spheres of socio-economic development, low enrollment of students in primary schools remains a persistent concern for the government.
Somebody has stolen my pen.
Number 4. Government has set out to put in place educational institutions for communities in the arid and semi-arid lands, especially the nomadic communities that due to their way of life, they move from one point to another. So we were putting up low-cost boarding schools in the arid and semi-arid lands to facilitate access to education for those children, specifically for communities that practice pastoralism.
Drought is a frequent visitor to the ASALs of Kenya, with serious implications on food security, while floods often destroy the nascent infrastructure in place. Pastoralism is the only viable livelihood option in the ASALs, and herders are always on the move in search of water and pasture. Children are not left behind despite the disruption of their school calendar.
There is low uptake of this facility, but we are working on convincing the communities that is the best way possible, especially for the girl child and even the boy child, if they can be able to stay in school for just 3 months in a term. They will be catered for both in terms of food, in terms of their health and their learning. And they can be able to go back to their communities after the school closes, maybe at the end of the term. And there's a provision for those who cannot be able to go back to their communities. Maybe the communities, the families have moved along, can stay in the school for the duration of the holiday until their families come back.
Despite concerted government efforts, harmful cultural practices, mostly against the girl child, persist. Female genital mutilation often leads to early marriage, and therefore low enrollment, retention, and transition of girls from primary to post-primary education.
Close to 70% of the out-of-school children are mainly from 14 counties in this country. And one common characteristic that these counties have is that they are mainly nomadic counties, inhabited by nomadic communities. Counties like Turkana, West Pokot, Samburu, Marsabit. When exams are released, be it KCP or KCSE, these regions are registering poor grades in those areas.
Indeed, previous studies by UNESCO indicate that Kenya is among the 12 countries contributing to half of the world's out-of-school children. Over 1 million children in Kenya are not in school, despite the government's free primary education program. To respond to the education challenge in Kenya's ASALs, World Vision Kenya, with support from UNICEF, implemented a project that aims at mitigating, preventing, and enhancing resilience from the adverse impacts of conflict and disasters on children.
UNICEF works very closely with government, with our partners, both development partners, in this case DFID, to ensure that all children in Kenya have access to quality education. And we're particularly zooming in to support communities that are vulnerable. The ASAL areas have not been given equal access to education in the past, and through our government engagement now we focus on the most vulnerable.
The project targeted more than 100 low-cost primary boarding schools in 8 ASAL counties of Kenya. These include Samburu, Turkana, Wajir, Garissa, Isiolo, Tana River, Mandera, and Marsabit. UNICEF has been supporting quality teaching and learning through the Low-Cost Primary Boarding Schools project, aimed at enhancing enrollment, retention, completion, transition, and performance of learners. The interventions focus on improving the learning facilities, teacher development, and provision of teaching and learning resources. The overall design of the project is aimed at creating child-friendly schools. To achieve this, 4 key interventions were implemented, namely water, sanitation and hygiene, WASH, child-friendly schools, CFS framework, installation of solar lighting, and communication for development, C4D. The results have been phenomenal.
Watoto wetu mwanzo walikuwa hawajui mambo ya kuosha mikono hasa wakitoka msalani, lakini saa hii wakiingia msalani mpaka waoshe mkono kwanza kisha ndio waingie nyumbani.
The environment now is healthier because at least there are specific areas the girls or the boys go when there is call of nature. 2, the water filters have helped in that children and the teachers are drinking clean water. Previously, they would take just the water directly from the river.
Girls by nature need a lot of water. So this water, which is now plenty, has really improved the standard of hygiene in Kalecha Normally girls. The compound is clean, our children are clean, the classes are clean, even the dormitories are clean, the clothes of the children are clean. I think this one is a very healthy environment for me.
The girls were going in shift when they go to the latrine. So like lower primary going in the morning and then upper primary going the second break. So when they came up with this intervention of adding us at least 4-door latrine, the challenge went down because the upper primary can be using those 4 latrines and then the lower one using the other ones.
The toilets have helped a lot because, as you know, our children are special and we train them that after they eat, they have to visit the toilet. So when they immediately take their meals, and because the toilet was one, so they could go there and queue, big queue, that even coming to the class in the required time was difficulty. But after getting these toilets from the UNICEF, because the doors are quite enough for the children, so during break time after they take their tea, they go to the class quite in time.
You know, for a girl child in this county, being in school is much better than being at home. Because when they are at home, they have a lot of work to do. They have to look after animals. They have to take care of household duties. So in the end of the day, the girl child is overworked. But when they are in school here, they are now protected. They are not given a lot of, they are relieved.
Mimi napenda sana shule yangu kwa sababu hii shule inanifaidi sana mimi. Tangu nikuje hapa nimepata boarding, napata chakula mzuri, choo ni mzuri. Uko nyumbani sipati masomo mzuri kwa sababu watoto wanapika kelele. Wazazi ni kwa mama na mifugo. Hapa boarding tangu tukuje tunasikilizana na walimu wetu, tunaendelea vizuri.
Ambayo imetufanya masomo ikuwe rahisi. Vile tumejengewa madrasa mpya. Mbeleni tulikuwa tunasomea kwa hizo madrasa na tulikuwa tunasumbuliwa sana na vumbi. Na hata wanafunzi walikuwa wakikaa madrasa 2 class moja. Sasa vile sasa tumejengewa tusai kila mmoja kwa katika darasa lake.
We used to have problems with girls. We have some absenteeisms during menstruals. So it makes now proper learning because we have toilets, we have where to change those sanitary towels, we have also the sanitary towels to use, we have the washing implement everywhere. So the girl child had made an improvement so that she will not be missing any lessons. So now it makes the girl to stay the school
frequent.
It's in dorms. At first we don't have beds. Now we have beds and many people they are in boarding. And some their homes is far and they came to sleep here.
Hatukuwa tunasoma usiku, lakini sasa wakati bweni ilitengenezwa tunakuja preps usiku.
Juzi mbeleni hatukuwa na kiwanja ya wasichana. Ilikuwa tu ni hiyo uwanja ya boys peke yao. Wasichana wanapokuja huko wanaanza kufuruta mwili. Eti mbona ikawa ni boys peke yao ndio wanacheza na wao hawachezi. Sasa ilitubidi tutengeneze hata yetu. Wetu tukicheza ndio ikifika time kama hii twende wote tusome bila mwili tena kufuruta. Yaani mwili imekuwa active at least.
Nataka kusoma niwe gavana niongoze county nzima.
Previously we used to have dim lights. And these dim lights did not produce enough light for children to study at night or to have preps at night. So that one was reducing the time frame in which these children and maybe teachers who are willing to teach at night to conduct their lessons at night. But in the fitting of the solar panels, that one made it easier for children to study at night for even longer hours than that time they were using dim lights.
Last year we had a very big problem. We were using those paraffin lamps. Sometimes the paraffin will be over. You are not prepared, even you have not even made your bed where you sleep, and then you just go in the darkness. But now we can study even up to 9, and most of the boarders have even improved in academics.
It has been going on very well, and the children were learning. Even last night, the children were learning. I was here by Tano. The children were learning in the class because of the solar system. It has increased the retention and also the learning of the children. The children love the learning. In the 9th hour, they really learn.
UNICEF World Vision GOK project that targets low-cost boarding primary schools has had a very positive impact. You look at communication for development. You go to Kanamkemer Primary School, you will see how actively the parents are involved. Because of that communication, together with the leaders, they have come in to contribute in wood fuel, making it easy for the schools to prepare food for the children.
And in fact, we are really appreciating the community. The children are also trained how to leadership qualities.
Manufaa ya watoto, ya serikali ya watoto ni kuwa wanafunzi atakapofanya kosa hatuwezi peleka kwa mwalimu. Tunakalisha chini, tunaongelesha, tunampa mawaidha. Sababu hata kwa shule yetu tunasema kiboko la. Sasa tunakalisha chini, tunaongelesha, tunaambia usifanye haya, ufanye haya.
Na nilikuwa nimeambiwa kwamba nikipata kura, kwa sababu sikuwa najua kama nitapata, nikipata kura watoto hataenda maji asubuhi. Nitahakikisha kila mtu amekuja na maji, ndio wao wengine wenye hawaja kuja na maji nirudisha hao ndio walete maji, ndio hao wengine wasisumbuke tena. Najua kuna kawaida kuna parasite kwa shule.
The smiles on the faces of these children depict hope that their dreams will one day become a reality.